believe you are in grave danger.
You should have followed your instincts. The answer lies with Cicada. These people are not trying to help you.
What do you mean you're tracking me? Why are you tracking me?
Bruh, you're like a Oscar-winning actor, fam, and editor, and everything.
I don't know about that, mate.
I have to say, I've enjoyed watching your stuff.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
It's good. It's really, really good. It's like I said before, like your editing has come a long way. Like it's awesome. It's sick. It's sick. Like a lot more people need to see what you're doing. I think it's you definitely need to. You deserve a lot more views on all of your videos. This one, Tuer, rêve.
I don't know how to say it properly. I'm saying it with like some South London Tuer rêve, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Tuer rêve. Hey, it's yes, it's very engaging. And I think what I liked about it, because I didn't watch it as you were posting them. I watched it at the end once you posted the whole thing.
Okay.
And I think what I liked about it was the fact that you had it was interactive. So people got to vote.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and that
every
was
day I'll post it and then people get to vote which decision he should make.
Yeah, and it was awesome, like just watching the whole thing as a whole piece and then seeing how people had voted was like, oh, this is dope, man. This is really cool. I like the direction you're going in. And the editing was good, man. It was slick. It was engaging. It's engaging. Yeah. You actually wanna. I'm like, what's happening? I'm rooting for the guy. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Ah, man.
You know the thing I like?
They'll kill you.
You know the thing I like? The thing I like is that we do that when we watch movies, right? We see a protagonist or a character and they sometimes make decisions and we're like, don't go in the room, don't go outside. And you want to tell them what they should or shouldn't do. And so I like the interactive aspect of it because it means that people can actually live vicariously through this character. And it's interesting because some people so for those people who don't know, Tuer rêve is basically like an interactive story, which started, I did a first one a couple months back, but this one picks up kind of where we left off. And so each time I post a video on Instagram, on the Instagram story, people have the opportunity to vote for what decision he makes next. And there were times where I was looking at decisions where I know what I personally would do.
Yep.
But people did something different. So I don't want to give away any spoilers, but there's a decision that he has to make early on where I'm like, I would not be doing that.
Never.
I would not be doing that.
Yep. And it's really funny where people are like mentally when they're watching this kind of stuff, and it's almost like a really good study into where society is. It's like a little snapshot where people's mentality or mental health is right now. Considering, I wonder if they would have made the same decision if COVID-19 wasn't a factor.
It's true.
And it's interesting how they decided to go, So why did you create it? What's the purpose behind it?
So as you know, I'm a school teacher. And one of the things that I found in my career is that education goes hand in hand with motivation. And the reason why I say that is sometimes I've come across students who are so self-motivated. You can tell the kind of families they've come from or the kind of the kind of focus they have. They come to the lessons and they want to learn. They have an aspiration. They need to know this information to get to their next goal. And those students are a dream to teach. But most students don't necessarily know exactly what they want to do in the future. Some students are coming with additional baggage. So like maybe their home situation's not great. Maybe they don't like education. Maybe they don't feel like they fit into education. Like I didn't really know what I was good at until I got to secondary school. And that's when I found like a niche. Drama was the thing that I loved. Like, do you know what I mean? I really found my element. And so
you could tell. Yeah, the acting is.
But what's funny is that I haven't really done any acting since I left school. So
waste of talent. One of
my recurring things every year is like, I need to join like a amateur dramatics group or something like that. So this is kind of ticking a box for me. But when I work with some young people, some of them don't have that motivation. And so it's either that your lesson, what the subject content you're teaching has to be motivating, or you as a teacher have to be motivating, or both, which would be the happy medium.
Right.
And it's a little bit like you try and provide you try and siphon the motivation from them. They feed off your motivation until they get to a point where they're like, right, I'm actually really good at this.
Yeah.
Now they're self-motivated. And so what's been happening in my life has got me thinking about some of the dreams and aspirations that I have that I haven't really done anything with. And so if you watch the first season, it's dealing with that concept. Each season has like a theme that is Tuer rêve means to kill a dream.
Right.
So I was thinking about what are the dream killers that stop people from going and achieving, you know, those things that they've always wanted to do, those things that you do only when you get like a diagnosis. That means that you have to actually put into action the things you've always wanted to do, but you put them on the back burner. So the first season deals with the idea of procrastination.
Right, which is big.
For me, all that I'm doing now, you talk about the Instagram, all the rest of it, I've wanted to do something like this for a long, long time, but I haven't done it. And what was killing that dream was procrastination. And so that's what the first one deals with.
Can you explain what procrastination is? Because a lot of young people will be watching this.
So a lot of young people who probably do it, procrastination is to put off something that needs to be done. And sometimes what happens is that you might have good intentions to do something. I'm gonna do my coursework. I'm gonna do that essay. I'm just gonna quickly go onto YouTube for a sec. I'm just gonna go onto YouTube, and then maybe go onto YouTube, or maybe sometimes you can have a productive procrastination. I posted something on my IG. I'll try and link it into this video.
This morning I got up and got ready quickly because I had to get a lot of stuff done. I sat down at my desk to start getting my stuff done, and I spilled my coffee, so I got a sponge to clean it up, and I figured I'd take an extra minute to clean the whole desk because a clean desk would help me get my stuff done.
Basically, where this guy's like, all right, I wake up in the morning, I've got loads of stuff to do. So I sat down, I thought, let me go and have breakfast. So, you know, because I don't want to get distracted when I do my stuff. So he makes himself breakfast, and he realizes that there aren't any eggs. So he thought, let me go to the shop to go and get some eggs, because I don't want to be distracted about the eggs while I'm getting my stuff done. So he went to the shop, and then when he goes to the shop, he realizes that he hasn't got some oil on for his chair because it was squeaky. So he goes to the hardware store to go and get some oil so he doesn't get distracted while he gets his stuff done. Then he comes back and he was hungry, so he made himself a lunch, and he did it so that he doesn't get distracted while he gets his stuff done.
It's over, bro.
He didn't get his stuff done. And so it's interesting because sometimes you can be productive in your procrastination. Some certain times when I've got something that I need to do that I don't want to do, I will be really productive elsewhere. Like I'll tidy up the house. Or
I'll
sort out my wardrobe or something that, you know, some task
sort out my trainers. Yeah.
It doesn't need to be done right now, but I'm using it as a means to escape the thing that I have to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And so there are lots of people that are working jobs, that are going to school, going to uni, and have a dream, have a passion, something that they're passionate for, and never give it the sufficient time to make it come to life.
And I think that's the key point there. You need to give it sufficient time, and that's different for everyone, but you need to give it a significant amount of time in order for you to achieve it. And I think a lot of our young people need to hear that, because a lot of young people, especially now where, you know, this lockdown has messed up routine for a lot of young people, and they're now just kind of sitting around, or they spend loads of the time just playing FIFA and COD up until 6 a.m. and then going to bed at 7 a.m. You know, so routine has gone out the door, and it's now, you know, I think this has come at a timely point, because it's time for the young people to now come out of this, because we're coming out of, you know, lockdown eventually. And it's important that you start to get back into focusing on what do you want to do. And these are the conversations that we're having with a lot of our young people who are literally in this space where they're just procrastinating, or other dream killers have come in and just kind of destroyed motivation. And, you know, COVID-19 being one of those, where some people have taken it on and gone, right, I'm going to start creating content, I'm going to start doing stuff. Other people have just been like, right, this is an excuse to not do anything.
Yeah.
And the problem is, once you get in that cycle, it's difficult to come out of it. But
and
you can come out.
I think it's really interesting, because I saw different schools of thought when the pandemic started. I saw posts where people were like, if you come out of the pandemic and you haven't done a new skill or done whatever, then you failed, or the problem wasn't time, it was you. And I understand the sentiment, but I saw other schools of thought that were like, listen, this is unprecedented. People have never experienced anything like this. The structures that are in people's lives have been kind of removed. And so if people don't want to be coming up with some grand plan, that's fine. Like, we're just trying to all cope kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I completely understand both schools of thoughts. And I guess I'm somewhere in the middle where I'm like, I need to make sure that I'm making progress, even though it might not be accelerating at the speed that I could be outside of this panic. I want to just make another step closer to doing something, just another step closer. And it doesn't have to be huge leaps, it's just bite-sized chunks. And actually, I've learned that a lot of the things that are most important don't come quickly. They take time. It's bit by bit by bit by bit. And so, so for me personally, this Tuer Rêve is like an illustration of what I'm experiencing, because I started a YouTube channel in January last year. And I remember trying to get to 100 subscribers. And every day I'd like, oh, I've got like 61. Oh, thank you so much for 61 subscribers and all the rest of it. And the goal was to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. And I got that. And I was like, man, when I reflect back on that, I think about it wasn't in one, it was inch by inch, step by step. And so I think that it's important for people to recognize that when you're trying to build a vision or trying to achieve a dream, it doesn't happen in one fell swoop. It's not like a straight road. It's like zigzags and dirt track where you go up and down, and you're just trying to inch closer and closer to the final goal. So
exactly, yeah. One wise man told me, like, how do you eat an elephant? And you know, it's one bite at a time, and eventually you'll eat the whole thing. You know, so tell me about this.
We're not advocating eating elephants, though.
I'm not vegan. I'm a meat eater. I'll eat it all.
Okay.
So tell me about this second season of Tuer Rêve.
Okay, so the first season dealt with kind of procrastination. The second season deals with discouragement, because you might be someone who says, yeah, I've got a plan, I've got a business, I've got an idea, a side hustle, I've got some passion that I want to pursue, and you start it. And when you start something, the energy that you have, and I mean, like, you can take that in any sense, that the kind of passion is such a good motivation. When you start something, like, you know, the start of the new year, people want to go to the gym, and so they're like, January the 1st, they're in the gym banging it out, January the 2nd, then it gets to like January the 19th, and you're like, man, I'm not really feeling it today.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And that is the difference between those who are successful at whatever they're doing and those who aren't, is that those who are successful are able to continue to graft, to grind, to not give up when they experience failure, because failure is a part of the process. It is an actual part of the process, and how resilient you are to dealing with failure when things go wrong, when things don't go your way, is going to determine your bounce back ability. Some people, when they experience a discouragement or they experience a failure, are like a beanbag. You know them big beanbags that are full of like whatever, and they drop on the ground and they stay there.
Yeah.
Whereas we want to cultivate an attitude where we're like a basketball, where if you hit a basketball on the floor, the recall is so quick.
Yeah.
We might face a setback, but we bounce back. And it's not because we're pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps, but it's recognizing that I think that your dream, your goal needs to be bigger than you.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to be something that adds values to others. So it kind of tied into you achieving that goal, that dream, is you being able to benefit others.
Yeah, when you remove yourself from the equation, it's easier to, well, I found it that it's easier to push through adversity, because it's not about me anymore. It's like, if I don't do what I'm doing, someone else is going to struggle and someone else will suffer, or someone else is not going to be impacted. So it's really important that I keep pushing through the hard times, the long nights, the long hours, and all of this kind of stuff, because you know that I need to impact someone else. I've got to impact them. You know, what I'm doing is affecting someone else's life. And I think you're bang on the money, where, you know, if what you're doing is not impacting someone else, it's really difficult for you to kind of to self-motivate, you know. And they're rare. It's a rare to find in people who are just self-motivated. Like, they don't need anything. They motivate themselves and they get through. But for the most part, people need a reason. They need something to kind of latch onto. And what better thing than trying to help someone else?
Yeah, adding value. There's a book called by a guy called Simon Sinek, and he's got a book called Start With Why. And he says
Yeah, I
that
know.
when you think about the best, most successful companies, they didn't start with the what they do, like we make phones or we make cakes or whatever it is, and they didn't even think about the how. It was the why. Why are you doing this? And essentially, I think that the companies that we love and the companies that are successful are doing it. They at least have a sense of trying to add value to people's lives. And so when you have that why in place, then you start thinking about the how you're going to add value to people's lives, and then the what you do to add value to people's lives. And I think that that's a really helpful mechanism for thinking through, how can I do what I want to do? Maybe you make trainers, or maybe I've got friends who are, I've got a friend who makes watches, and the beautiful luxury watches. And basically when you purchase a watch, the proceeds go to building schools and funding people in Ghana. Like, I love that. That's awesome. Like the why is so powerful. There's Vitae watches. Like why is so powerful, because what you're doing is you're trying to help benefit these people over here. But the people that buy your watches and look fresh and look so good, feel like they're living in such a way where they're living the luxury that they can afford is benefiting someone else. That's an awesome business model.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's how we try and kind of encourage our young people to think, and it's just really important that you do find a why, a really good why, So tell me a little bit about the concepts. Like, how did you come up with the concept for the videos? Because the videos are quite slick. I like them. They're very dramatic. It's good acting. It's proper acting. It's like, it's not Nollywood.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
There's nothing wrong in Nollywood, man. Hold tight, Nollywood. No, so basically, I don't know. I don't even really know how the idea came out. I came back from work one day, and I wanted to just get some engagement, and so I did not start this whole thing with a plan of where I was going in it. I don't even really know what's going to happen in each season. So this season and the last one, I didn't really plan it. I just started the first one and was going to just go with it, kind of thing.
Okay.
So the first one, for those of you who haven't seen it, I get a call. And the question is, should I answer the call? Should I not answer the call? And it's trying to basically illustrate that choices that we make have influences on our future. Because when I was younger, I used to read like adventure books where you go to like page 19 if you want him to go in the cave, or go to page 5 if you want him to take the rocket. And so I like that, and I'm trying to do like an interactive thing where people get to play that role. And so it became, so when I did the first one, I got a lot of engagement. I was like, well, then I want this to have some substance. I don't want it to just be fun. So if you go on any of my kind of socials or my platforms, you'll find fun, silly stuff, but it's not just about entertainment. There's a danger we can just entertain ourselves to death. I always want to have substance with what I'm doing. And so so the substance to that was that actually the dream killers was procrastination. In this one, the dream killer is, and I've personified the idea of the dream killer. These things are actually intangible. I've made them into a group of people. So like this nefarious group who are trying to kill people's dreams, because not everyone can be a star. We don't need too many stars. We need to have a small percentage of people that are elite, who pursue their dreams, and everyone else can be just not someone, which is actually what happens in real life. How many people get to the end of their lives and are like, I wish I'd done. So more people.
How many people are in Hollywood right now, like still waiting tables, hoping for that dream? Or how many kids are hoping to play in the Premier League and still kicking ball in the park? Man.
And the thing is that when we were growing up, the opportunities were fewer and far between. But with the rise of social media and technology, digital technology, bro, why are you waiting for Hollywood? Make your own film.
Make your own movies.
Like, you look at, if I think about Rap Man, who I followed for some time, where he was making the stories and he was putting them on YouTube and he had a following, and then one of them blew up. Shiro's story blew up, and that's what got him into the place where he's able to make a big film that deals with real life situations. But he wasn't waiting on somebody to find him and say, you've got potential.
Recently, there was a guy on TikTok who did some crazy edits, and then Disney just called him up.
Wow.
To do some stuff with Marvel or something. And I was like, that's just TikTok, and TikTok is like a minute, you know, it's just really short. So yeah, you're bang on the money, man. I mean, this is if there ever was an age where you can do whatever you want, this is it. Like you can you don't need to wait on someone to find you. Like you can go off and do stuff independently. And I was talking to DJ Semtex, and he was like, listen, you don't need labels anymore. You don't need to get signed. You do your own music, you produce it at home, you put it online. If you have a following of 100 to 1,000 people, and those 1,000 people buy your album, like you're making a living as a musician. You know, you don't need labels to back you. Like you can literally do it all on your own. So you're right.
There's a proverb that I love that says that your gift will make room for you.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a sense that actually practice your gift, hone your gift, become skillful in what you do, because don't worry about the follows, don't worry about the likes, don't worry about that stuff. Worry about being excellent at what you do. Excellence is habit. And so it's what we do day in, day out. Work on trying to get better and better at what you're doing. That's what we're saying earlier on about inch by inch, step by step.
Yeah.
And it will make room for you. Like it will take you to places that bro, I remember when Big Kid was not Big Kid Foundation. I know, I remember. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you think about where you were to where you are now. That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that for me, I guess the goal is to help motivate people, and I do motivational speaking, but my reach is limited. I can only do one event at a time. Do you know what I'm saying? So so the company that this all sits under is called Heart Spark Media. It's supposed to try to ignite people's hearts, to make them consider their lives and think bigger than just the day-to-day, the humdrum that we do, and to try and think about how can they let their light shine, how can they make a difference in their lives to other people and themselves. And so ultimately, the media is such a powerful platform. I'm going to people that I don't know. And if I make good content that is of substance, it can help other people. And so that's why I made Tuer Rêve. I made the second one. I've started writing season 3. That, like, season 1 was kind of a like I just did it on the whim. Season 2 had a bit more intention. Season 3, bro. Listen, if you have not seen them, you need to go back and watch them so you understand, because I
co-sign that. I co-sign that. You do. You need to go and watch these. They're good, man. It's good content. It's quality. And it's like, it makes you think. Like, you know, you're not going to be a zombie out here. Like, it makes you think. And it's good. It's good quality content. So, yeah, man. So, season 3, what is going on? Do you have any, a couple of, like, tasters that you can give us, or, you know?
All right, I don't want to spoil it. But what I will say is that in season 1, basically the concept is like a bit kind of sci-fi in that the call that he receives in season 1 turns out to be himself.
He called himself.
I'm calling you from the future. Someone's going to ring your doorbell. Do not answer the door, all right? So then the next episode, people have to choose whether the doorbell rings, literally after he says that. And they have to decide, does he answer the doorbell? Does he not answer the doorbell? What I'll say,
and they decide to answer
I would not be answering the doorbell.
I'm not answering nothing.
I don't want to answer the doorbell. Why? I don't know. Someone calls me, tells me, someone's gonna ring, and then my doorbell rings. Bruv, I am not answering the door. But everyone's
I've seen this movie. I've seen this movie. And I'm not that black guy. I'm not the black guy that dies first.
It is a trope. It is a trope in horror movies that the black guy always dies. It just always happens. I am not opening the door, but everyone voted that I should open the door. So I open the door, and then that just brings out a whole like tangled up in this stuff, right? So the concept of that first one is exposing you to like kind of to like the reality that there's a future version of yourself. The me of today, right now, is either helping or hindering the me of tomorrow.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So like, if I know tomorrow I've got like a long day at work, or I've got lots of things to do, and I decide that you and I are going to go to the pub because they've been reopened, and we're going to get absolutely drunk, that is going to mess up the ability for the me of tomorrow to be able to function.
Come on.
If the me of today wants to save for a holiday, but I decide to go and buy brand new trainers that cost like £1,000, I don't know what, some expensive trainers, that's hindering the me of tomorrow's ability to be able to be financially stable.
Yeah.
If the me of today has you know, I've got work that I'm supposed to be studying. So I've got my year 10s who I'm still setting work for. If the me of today is like, bro, I'm on lockdown, I ain't doing no work. The me of tomorrow is gonna feel it. It's gonna feel it. So it was trying to deal with this concept. What would the you of what would your future self say to you if you could have a phone conversation? Like, so if me could speak to the 20-year-old version of myself or the 15-year-old version of myself, what would you say? What would I say? Which I thought is a really interesting concept. So in season 1, the future self is talking to the present. There's the me of the past, me of today, and the me of tomorrow. And so season 2 carries on in that vein. And without spoiling it, he doesn't remember the first season, and so he's trying to. It's just like fragments of memories. Like, it seems real, but he can't remember it. So,
nightmare.
All I'm gonna say is that in the final episode of season 2, there is a clue. There's an Easter egg that's pointing to what's going to come in season 3. And I'm telling you, like, I haven't written, so I've just had a loose idea of where I want to end for each of these seasons. But with season 3, I'm writing it. I'm actually writing. Like, I wrote all the dialogue and stuff like that, but I mean, I'm actually writing everything, storyboarding, doing the whole thing. So season 3,
love it.
It's going to be fire.
When is it coming out? When do you think it'll come out?
So I did the first one in February. And then lockdown happened. I would have done it soon. I would have done season 2 sooner, but lockdown happened, the rest of it. But it was about a 3-month wait between the first one and this next one. So I'm reckoning that the fall, that's how my American friends will say it, in the fall, we're going to have the next season. Yeah. Because, you know, when you're watching like a really good drama, they don't, like I love things like In the Line of Duty on BBC. Like, it's a good 12, 18 months before you see the next one. Now, obviously, it's not that deep for me. Like, I'm just,
I was gonna say, bruh, you gonna keep us for 12 months?
No. But I think in the autumn it will be linked to, let's just say it's going to be linked to what might be happening around that time. Okay. Yeah. That's so good. God willing, all being well, it will be around the autumn, and so start already in pre-production right now. And the thing that I love about it is that I've got like friends and family. So everyone who's been in it is just my friend and family. I just say, oh, can you say this for me? Or can you do this for me? And so, season 3.
It's dope. I liked it, man. I was like I said, I showed it to Layla. Like, Layla loves it, man. Layla's like me. She's like, yeah, man, this is good content. He's like really good. She thinks it's a proper movie. Oh my God. It's a proper movie. I'm like, it's proper.
I'm
like,
gonna put some Nollywood effects in it. I'm gonna put some.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. I must be one of the few people that can't stand Nollywood. I can't do it, man. Every time I go to my mom's at my parents' house, man, they're both just sitting there watching Nollywood, and I'm just like, guys, please, man.
This is just. I look at it. So as a media guy, so my degree's in media. I teach media. I love the media. When I look at it, I see like production quality. I'm like, this is so dead. Like, I don't understand why people like it. But the reason why it's so successful, just like Bollywood, is that it scratches the itch of people who come from that culture.
Right.
So Nigerian, they understand the concepts and the ideas. Like, so actually, I'm not even looking at the production quality. I'm just thinking about how dope it is to see representation of things that I have experienced. So that's what I'm trying to do with my stuff, in that it might not be the best production quality or the best acting, but the concept that you're dealing with is something that people can relate to.
Yeah, man. And it's good. And visuals are good. The visuals are relevant, and you can connect with the visuals as well. You're like, yeah, that looks like my street. That looks like somewhere where I'd go. Yeah. Nice. Awesome, man. Listen, keep going. Keep going. Do not stop. Please. Please keep going. You got some fans that are definitely waiting and watching and anticipating season 3. Tuer on rêve. I didn't even know how to say it.
I don't know how to say it myself, though. My French version will tell me that I'm not
saying it. Is it Tuer on rêve? Tuer on rêve.
Tuer on rêve. To kill a dream. And you can find it on youtube.com/IamMisterMba. You can find it on my Insta. You can find it. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, man. But Shaninga, you're doing big stuff. It's always a joy talking to you. I want to see the content that we've recorded together, bro. Send me the track, please.
I'll send you the track now. I'll send you the track if I find it. I'm gonna find the track and send you the track now. And then I'm gonna put I'm gonna do your thing and try and post on Insta. But bro, listen, awesome work, man. Keep going. Nah, no worries at all. No worries at all, brother.
There should be a way for you to subscribe here, and you can check out some videos here as well as some videos here. All right, take care. Speak to you soon. Peace.